I was with a good friend on a Thursday night, and I just said, "Hey, how's your Friday looking?" He goes, "Oh, it's gonna be a great day. Only 7 meetings on the schedule." And I was just astonished. Like, that's a good day. I mean, how many meetings do you have on a difficult day? And I don't remember the number, quite frankly, but I think it was something like 10 to 15. It was much higher. And like, I asked him, how is this even logistically possible? And he goes, "Oh, sometimes I'm in multiple meetings. Like one will be going on the phone, or maybe two, phone meetings going on at the same time. But there's virtual technology working for us. So that's a window in his culture for sure." Now, if you and I walked into his office and told him, him and maybe his teams, "Hey, part of the solution is to no longer have meetings," in quotes, like you say in your book, right? He'd likely say, "Oh, come on, Elise. That's impossible." But tell us what you mean when you advise us to no longer have, in quotes, meetings.
When you get specific about why you're there, how you're meant to participate, and when you're going to get out of it, that's usually something you can give a more specific name than meeting. Project kickoff, a planning session, an interview, an issue negotiation, a training. Each one of these things is something where you have a much better shot of setting and meeting those expectations and understanding which of those 10 to 15 meetings right. this guy actually needs to be in, and which he could be informed about later. Which of them he could excuse himself from because there's not actually any literal way he could participate. That sounds like a situation where this person has put themselves not only in a place where they can't achieve high PMQ and NPI, right? They're not going to feel good about their participation in 3 meetings they're having at once. Right. But when you do that, also the other people in that situation are impacted by that. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on in there because it's this fuzzy, hey, we're all communicating in real time thing, which is all that means.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that allows all kinds of ineffectiveness and waste to just bleed out of there.
I like the idea of getting rid of the ambiguity. So if you look at someone's calendar, right, I'll say Thursday leadership meeting or whatever. Mm-hmm. But what does that really mean? And that's how I took it from the book is we're not getting rid of meetings, because you even talk about there's people like, we're going to cancel all the meetings. We're going to go base camp here, right? We're going to get rid of
right.
And they end up fasting only to binge later on. Yeah, I think is the metaphor you use in the book. And
yes.
So it's like, it just feels like it's not getting rid of meetings necessarily, although that might be the case. It's like, how do we reframe them? How do we think of them? And we just remove the ambiguity, I think is how you say it.